All right, guys, welcome back to the Jet XXL, aka Minion Jet. So some slow progress, but I'm getting there. So last couple nights, I've kind of worked on all this stuff, trying to get this stuff connected. You can see all this stuff here is connected. I made some leads last night. All this stuff is done. I'll pop this up here. I've decided to not put the UAT here just because this is the screw points for the bottom fin and it'll kind of block that if I don't. Yeah, I'm not screwing this here, sorry. So, and I might actually move the pump too, but then again, I may not. I mean, it's not too far of a distance or anything like that, so I may just leave it. But these will go to the last, like this light here, which goes to the nose wheel, landing lights. This light right here goes to the tail. I've already hooked up the bottom one, but I left this one because I'm probably gonna do a Y. Plug this guy in here. This will plug in. This end plugs into the controller, and then I'll plug in the tail with the wingtip strobes. So no, tail's going to be a position, so it'll plug into the position lights of the wing. So I'll have two into one because there's only, if I remember correctly, there's only one. No, there's three nav. So I can probably plug that in. This is going to be for the landing gear and everything. So there's like three. There's only one landing port, and I have three lights. Four sets of lights because the two wingtips, the two mains, and the nose. So those will all tie into the one port. I went ahead, mounted, put a little block in here for the brake controller, the landing gear sequencer. These are glued in with some shoe goop, and two for the mains, two for the mains and one for the brake here. So I'm just gonna, this is the fill lines here. I already hooked up the fill line to the input, but what I'll do is I'll cut it, plug this right into this side, and then plug this in to this side. So it'll be just kind of like that. And then the same for the white. I'm actually going to trim it. The fill port will plug into this side. I'll tee off. No, I'll just run a line from there to here, and then it'll tee off here, coming out of the tank, and it'll go up to the actual air valve that I mounted to this guy. So this is the high flow Jetronic valve that I was talking about, and when it's in the jet, it'll be essentially like this, and then I can flip this switch and manually put the gear up. So it looks a little odd, but I gotta move that. I'm gonna crush that. It looks a little odd, but you know, it's okay. There's actually two ways you can mount it. You can mount it vertically, and then you can kind of see the two holes there. So, but if you mounted it vertically, you'd have the two gear up and down lines going vertical. So you'd actually essentially have to cut a hole in whatever you mounted it to and have the feel, you know, going through the wood. Or you do like I do, you put it on its side. I think that's kind of the best option. Yeah, I went ahead, like I said, I made the two leads for the speed brakes. I tried a couple different inner pieces because this one was loose, and you can still pull it up and down, which I don't understand. I've tried multiple internal pieces. Like these are all tight and they don't do that. These two, for some reason, move up and down. And like I said, I don't know why. And they're tight. So if it leaks, I'll just get rid of this one altogether and put a different screw on side, but it may not leak. I just got to check it. So what else was there? What else? I already finished the tail. It's ready to go on, and essentially next is just putting the UAT in. I really need to hurry up and decide if I'm going to put that bottom tank on there. I might just go ahead and do it anyways. And if I don't use it, I don't use it. But what I'm going to do with the UAT is I'm just going to make a little mount and I'm going to put it right here. That way, and if I need to take the bottom wing off, I'll just unvelcro it from the mount and it'll just kind of stay dangling in the fuselage here. But I don't plan on taking this apart. So, but if I need to, I'll have the option. So that's kind of where I'm at tonight. So I'm going to finish, I'm going to hook up the rest of the airlines and get all that stuff squared away. And then I will go ahead and make my two leads. One will go to the receiver for telemetry. The other one will go for control. And then the servo, I got to make a little bit longer lead for the servo for the nose door. It will plug in to port number 2. And port 1 is for the gear sequence, or for the gear. So my gear will plug in here, my servo for the nose door. The mains don't have inner doors, they just have the outer doors that are connected to the landing gear, so there's no valve for that. And this plugs straight into the receiver. So then I'll go ahead and put the boards on here. And I'll probably go ahead and hook up these last couple lights. And then just make my leads and get everything ran to kind of like this. Like these will kind of come, and basically once that board's on, that'll kind of loop back under and plug in to the Futaba DLPH. So that should be quick. And then I'll trim this. Like I said, this will run back to the step down for the UAT. This will go up to here. And I got to do my vent. That's another thing I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to do the vent here in a second. And this will be a fill port. Oh, dry ports. Somebody asked me if I could post the part number for my dry lock stuff that I got from Kent Systems. So here is the filler. This is what you plug up. This is what you attach to your filler. It's part number 4 Bravo X 212-006. And you can kind of see there, minimum quantity is 2 or 10, sorry. So that's what you need to connect to the model from your fueler. These two, they come in different colors. These two are what you put in the model. And they are part number 4 Alpha X-Ray 212-006 for the blue one. And then the white one is 4 Alpha Yankee 212 November 01. And then these are just caps, black and white. And they are a 4 Bravo Papa Hotel dash November 02. And same for the white, they just have a 1 at the end versus a 2. So it's 4 Bravo Papa Hotel dash November 01. Bam. Hope that helps you guys. Kent Systems. All right, so, oh, one other thing I was going to talk about. What I didn't like about this valve. So all my airline, all my good, harder, you know, the stiffer airline that I use for everything will not fit in those little connectors. I actually had to use the softer Dura stuff that Futaba, or not Futaba, that Skymaster sent. So what I did is I made little attachments, and I should have used like I did here. So if I need to remove the board, I can just do a quick disconnect. But what I figured, well, it's easy just to remove. I put 2 lock nuts, 2 screws and 2 lock nuts. So if I need to disconnect this, and these are just connectors, yeah, or inline connectors. They're not reducers or anything. They're just inline connectors. So if I need to take this board out, I will just remove these 2 screws, leave the valve attached to the landing gear lines, and then take the board out. So super simple to get to. I can loosen these 4 screws on top, flip it over, loosen those, take those 2 bolts out, and then the board comes right out. So, all right, so that is it for the quick little update. I'm gonna put the vent in, and I might do a little live video on that real quick, since it's a super simple thing, and start kind of hooking some stuff up. I'm gonna go ahead and make a mount for the I was gonna use my these MAP UAT, not MAP. These are Zycoy little G10 UAT holders, and there's 2 different ways you can set it up. You can do a vertical or kind of an angled, based on how you assemble it. And I use this, but this only works for the standard size UATs. Those big 6-ounce, this doesn't work. You would have to have a wider centerpiece to make it work. And I thought about just taking some wood and like making some wider ones and using these, but I'll just make something simple and just say this, because I sell these with the Zycoy stuff. So, but anyways, so I'm gonna get back to it, and I will talk to you guys later. Cheers.